the symposium this week was different from our usual deep dives in that we organized the sessions around a particular pathway rather than a single problem space. And we focused on healthcare institutions that have embraced a holistic anchor mission. But the ideas we discussed clearly generalize beyond healthcare, and the goals of these healthcare organizations with regard to their anchor mission strategy were much broader than health. And I think one of the key messages, in fact, is as these healthcare institutions examined what their historic mission had been, what it is they thought they were in the business of, they realized that they were missing the vast part of what they could do to improve the health of their communities, which really went well beyond having free clinics and providing immunizations. So first, from everything you've heard, what are the essential ingredients of an anchor strategy? And second, what did you learn from the ideas, the examples, the case studies that we heard about that can inform your social impact strategy? I think there were many, many pieces of this that one could take away, whether you're looking to intervene directly into the educational system in a particular place, or whether you have a global mission to address blindness, for example. So,
in addition to just engaging the local community, we felt it was important to bring those stakeholders together to actually be part of the process. And as we saw in the case, there was actually equal voting representation on the board. We thought that was really important.
Having board membership that's diverse enough so that, I think as one member said, you talk about finances last and not first. And then the last one with community, viewing the community as a partner and not a customer.
Now, what do you do with the 80% of the country that is not either an urban organization or a bedroom community of an urban organization that does not have this? And Grant made a very good point in our group, and so did Alessandra, about it's hard to be an island. As the country has a more hollowed out industrial base where further and further people are living away from tertiary care and from that sort of thing, who do you rely on to pick up and fund and integrate these services so that you can reduce the social drivers of food insecurity, safety insecurity, transportation, and of course, health?
How important it is to build a system of anchor institutions that are interdependent with the community, because the only successful ones in the future will be the ones that are able to improve the well-being of all the citizens around these institutions. And that's a great strategy for countries and for cities. I believe that their consumer behaviors from now on will favor more local consumption and national consumption. And more so than ever, we can take this approach of anchor institutions to all other sectors, not just a few, but all other sectors.
Whether or not you have complete data, I don't really think that is as necessary now as just creating and completing those relationships in the communities. As we're going forward, and something that Robin brought up, we don't have the data. We're not going to have the data, but we've got a lot of good things that people are seeing and that we believe are going to be impactful. And I think that's the value of moving forward. You'll ask, how is that going to impact my project? Once again, it comes back to bringing a small group of intelligent, dedicated people together to really get behind the project and stick with it. If somebody can lead with it and stick with it, we're going to solve it. If energy ebbs and wanes, then the project doesn't go forward.
We started the year doing work in systems thinking and have continued to try to think about the interconnections that underlie both the social problems and the impact strategies that we want to talk about. And I think this week has really been a great illustration of that, and also of the power of multi-stakeholder collaboration with true servant leadership. So leaving you all with that, have a wonderful weekend, and we'll be back in action next week.